In UPSC exam, it is extremely important to retain whatever you are studying. And for maximum retention, you need a lot of revision. And revision can only happen if you have restricted your time with respect to how you are spending in terms of understanding any subject. So suppose if you are reading 10 books on history, it won't be possible. You will spend a lot of time on reading those books than in revising any one book. So that is why it is extremely important to limit your number of sources. And a revision, there is no alternate to revision at all. Because what happens at times is that when you are sitting in the examination, you will think, oh my God, I read about this, but I am not able to recall what I read about it. This thing should be avoided to the extent possible. Of course, it happens to the best of us. We do forget, we all are humans, we do forget whatever we have read, but the only way to, just navigate through it is by continuous revision. So for revision, for easier revision, it is suggested that you should make a lot of notes. So what my experience was, I did not make many notes. I used to scribble a lot in my books, whatever important I felt, or suppose if I am referencing it from somewhere, I'm going to write it on the book, in the book. So people can do it both ways. Note making at times would take up a lot of time in the initial stages. And you would think that I did not cover as much I wanted to during the entire course of note making. But notes would definitely help you a lot, especially when you are just a few days away from the exam. Because that time you won't have a lot of time to go through all the material. That time notes would definitely help you. So, and whenever you do revision, subsequent revision would definitely take much lesser time than what it took previously. So, yeah. Now, coming to the part that we all, it is always said that UPSC perhaps requires a daily effort of 12 to 16 hours of study, and that too for years on end or something like that. However, I don't subscribe to that. I think most of my fellow batchmates also say that a dedicated 7 to 8 hours of preparation every day is more than enough. Obviously, we can put in more effort, and as the exam approaches, the number of hours that we put in increase. But it's not that you have to study day in and day out just to clear this examination, because the main problem is that you may burn yourself out. And UPSC is a marathon. It's not a 100-meter race or anything. You have to keep your pace. You have to be consistent in your studies. You have to be dedicated and very focused. So in this scenario, planning your preparation has a lot of importance, because what I did was I used to make monthly, weekly, and daily schedules, as in what I am going to cover in a month's time, and then I'm going to then I used to divide it week wise, and then I used to divide it day wise. And the targets that I had set for myself were not very strict, because we're not like, suppose I have to study for 10, whatever targets that I have set require a 10-hour study, but I would be able to put in only 8 hours of study. So the remaining 2 hours would get spilled over to the next day. So I used to avoid that to the extent possible. Because what happens is that if you're not able to cover your targets on a daily basis, there is a chance that you may feel very demotivated or dejected, oh my God, I'm not able to finish my targets, I'm not able to achieve what I wanted to achieve, or this requires a lot of energy and I may not be able to do it. Trust me, this is very common among all the aspirants. We all have a lot of doubts, but that is what we have to overcome, and that will happen over time. So whenever you're planning your entire your monthly, daily, or weekly schedule, always keep some buffer days so that whatever you spill over, you have some time to cover it up, and that in that way you'll be able to achieve what you wanted to achieve. Small milestones are anyway very important, and so yeah, as you move ahead, achieving these small milestones would also give you more confidence that you are progressing in your preparation. So yeah, so there are many subjects that we have to study during the course of UPSC. If you see the syllabus, then GS1 has history, geography, society. GS2 has polity, international relations. GS3 has economic security, economic security, environment, etc. And GS4 has ethics.